Today, we're spotlighting two murders in which the victims are senior citizens. The first occurred on August 26, 2010, when 87-year-old Phillip Gossett, a decorated war hero, was beaten to death in his own apartment. Here's the story.
My Uncle Phil was a caring, loving person. He would give you the shirt off his back. Phillip is the last of what we've been told are our lives, 22. He's the last of 22. I only remember 5 of them, and they're all deceased now, him being the last one. Living in Cleveland, he has 3 sons that's alive. His son in Kentucky, he passed away approximately 9 months ago. As a matter of fact, it'll be a year in November that his oldest son passed away. His oldest daughter, she's 70, she lives in Lexington, Kentucky. The majority of our family lives in Kentucky. There's a host of nieces, nephews, grandkids, sons, but we do have some still residing here in Cleveland, Ohio. I would stop by periodically to check on him and my other uncle, which was his brother. They both lived in Topeka Towers. My Uncle Ernest, he passed away in 2006, and that just left Phillip there in Topeka Towers. I didn't go there often. I wasn't happy with his living arrangements, but he seemed to like it there, and he made a lot of friends with people there. It was close to St. Vincent Hospital because he didn't drive, so he could just walk across the street for his doctor's appointments and what have you. And like I said, my other uncle lived in the building also, and they had a lot of friends there in the building that they would get together and go fishing. They all got together and did their shopping together. You know, it was a situation like that, or they would sit out in the back and play music. This is what he liked to do, so to try to get him to move away from there, it just wasn't going to happen. And he's been there for quite a while, and he had lived there about 10, 15 years when this happened. In making funeral arrangements, we found out that he was a World War II veteran. I got a hold to his DD-214, which it listed the decorations that he did receive in World War II, and that was the Asiatic Pacific Theater ribbon, along with the Victory Medal and the Bronze Star.
911, do you need police, fire, or an ambulance?
Police.
Where do you need the police?
Topeka Towers, 2250 Community College.
What apartment number?
529.
What's going on?
I found a body. One of the tenants, while making a patrol through the building, I noticed the door was ajar and looked like it was kicked in. I looked inside, and he's in a chair with a pillow over his head.
With a pillow over his face?
Yeah.
All right, let me transfer you over to the ambulance. Stay on the line.
Thank you.
On Thursday, August 26, 2010, at approximately 2300 hours, which is 11 o'clock p.m., we received a call from police radio to respond to the location of 2250 Community College Avenue, which is the Topeka Towers, for a male dead of suspected violence. Our victim, who was an 87-year-old decorated veteran, was in his apartment when persons unknown forcibly entered his apartment. The suspects made their way into the building either by the elevator or by the stairwells. Whichever way the suspects got into the building, they made their way up to the 5th floor to apartment 529, where Mr. Gossett was. His door had been forcibly kicked in by persons unknown who entered his apartment and assaulted Mr. Gossett. He received blunt force trauma to his head, neck, and chest. The suspects placed a pillow over his head. His neck was compressed. The pillow was possibly the cause of the compression to his neck used to snuff out his life. The pillow was saturated with blood, and there was blood coming from the victim's mouth. Upon our arrival, we went to apartment number 529, and as we got to the door, we observed that the door had apparently been forced open. The lock was broken, and upon entering the efficiency suite, we observed the victim sitting in a chair with a bloody pillow covering his face. It was apparent that the gentleman had expired. Mr. Gossett's building is very busy. There's only video surveillance cameras on the front doors, And there's many other ways that intruders could have gotten into the building and up to his apartment.
When the coroner's office called me to let me know that it was okay to go into the apartment, we went there, and I was just amazed at what I saw when I went into his apartment. It was blood splatter all on the wall, it was blood on the chair, it was just blood everywhere. When I saw his body, it was just a horrible thing what they did to that man.
Everybody in the building knew Mr. Phil. They liked him very much. They said he was a wonderful guy. Everyone you talked to was concerned about what happened to Mr. Phil.
I woke up Friday morning and I had a body to deal with. Probably would have been a little different if he had died of a disease or something like that, but this put a whole different spin on everything. I watched this show a lot, and it's the same thing with every family. People are just afraid to speak out and tell what they know, but until you are in my shoes or until you're on the other side, you don't know how it feels to have someone murdered in the manner in which he was murdered. So whoever knows anything about this case, I would just behoove you to call the detectives that's investigating this case and let them know what you know, because you never know. You may be sitting here one day yourself, and you would want someone to do the same thing for you and your family.
A decorated veteran had to die this way. There's no reason for it.